Oh, there is no way. Today, I'm defending Paul and Morgan because Paul and Morgan decided to post Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts. One of them being this, going to tell our husbands about our problems. But oh no, they're busy, longingly and lovingly looking into each other's eyes. So busy that Paul accidentally puts a sock over his other sock. Wow, how cute and dumb are they? And their comments did not like it. And not like Paul and Morgan generally receive hate, where it's about them and their personalities. They didn't like it because they were making fun of a man. Men are not dumb. Homer Simpson would be proud of this vid, making men look dumb. Isn't there enough of this stereotype coming from Hollywood? Why is it funny to disrespect men like this? Well, fair like Christiana, men are stupid. We just are. Congrats. So now we're gonna sit through Paul and Morgan discovering that their audience does not like when they make fun of men. Wow, you spent 8 years pandering to overly sensitive men and pick-me women. Who could have seen this coming? In an alternate reality, Paul married just pearly things, and that is a YouTube series I want to watch.
All right, guys, what's going on? We have a little predicament that we are facing. I don't want to overblow it, but it's something that we are facing, and I wanted to get genuinely love for you guys to weigh in on this in the comment section.
I feel like the entire time they've been on the internet together, they've had some sort of predicament to face, but I think that's just the trials and tribulations of being a Jesus couple and not at all anything to do with the people they actually are, the awful personalities they have, or the weird, hey, we're Christian, so we know exactly what's right all the time type of behavior that they perform. I'm surprised Paul hasn't opened his Bible and gone, wow, John 3:14, and Jesus said, we have a Patreon, sub to our Patreon, haha. And then Morgan just looks over and goes, oh, does it really say that? That's wild. They knew what Patreon was back then? I like that they've given up on their longer, like, little intro, like their show's syndicated now. Like they need more airtime for ads.
You want to say something before I just launch in?
Beep, boop, bop.
Yeah, there it is. Signature Morgan. So you guys have probably seen, but in the last month and a half or so.
Sure.
Okay, you're a lot of help. 2 months. In the last 2 months or so, let's move it this way a little bit. We started making more Reels / YouTube Shorts. It's just something that comes naturally to Morgan and I. We've really enjoyed it, and people seem to like them. Like, they get a good amount of views and a pretty good amount of love.
They're definitely getting more views than their average uploads.
A good amount of Christians would say we all have struggles, we all have tendencies, but it's what you do with those. So you can be attracted to the same sex, but if you're not giving into that, to those lusts, join the club. We all got stuff.
Did Paul just say he struggles with SSA?
Have I laid the groundwork okay?
Yes.
Okay. We see it being something that we will continue to do.
At this point, it feels like Morgan does not want to be on camera at all.
I guess let's just rip off the Band-Aid. We made one with Nate and Sutton. Shout out to Nate and Sutton. And it's been getting like a good amount of traction on YouTube. Okay, it's 206,000, which is way bigger than most of our shorts. Yeah. And then
I had to mute it because it's a copyrighted sound, but I guess their short is going to tell my husband about our problems. And then your husband is so enamored with this man that he's putting a sock on top of his other sock. Oh, sorry, bro. I was just staring so deeply into your eyes that I didn't notice, dude. Whoa, where'd my other sock go? Either that or their husbands are useless. Like, going to tell our husbands about our problems and, yeah, they share 6 brain cells. Oh, Nate, you have such pretty eyes, bro. Let me just put on these socks so we can go into the bedroom without having to step over the cold wooden floor. Whoa, where'd my other sock go? Bro, isn't that wild? It was just here. And then Nate goes, yeah, man, I was staring at your feet while you were putting on your socks. You had 2 of them. And then Nate goes, maybe you left it in the closet. And Paul goes, nope, I was just in there.
Not gay. SSA.
I might have to remake the My Husband's Not Gay video because that one's so old and I had no idea what I was doing.
We've made several reels in the last couple of weeks that are kind of along in this vein.
Mm-hmm.
Should we just go ahead and read the comments and then we'll keep diving further into it?
Sure.
Say something. Just say something.
As we all know, we can't please everyone, and especially on social media, definitely can't please everyone.
That is just unfortunately relatable. Like anything you do, someone in some way will have a problem with it. Like I can sit here and say racism is bad, and someone somewhere will go, racism hasn't existed in 500 years. Grow up. Go back to your country. But I feel like for people like Paul and Morgan, whose takes are dumb and controversial at best, they probably get a lot more people that disagree with them.
And so some people have been getting mad because they feel as though we are disrespecting men in our reels / I am.
Am I about to defend Paul and Morgan? As men, we should be less sensitive to random things on the internet. If somebody posts a video that goes, all men are trash, I'm not going to sit here and have my feelings hurt. But let's see what two people who built their audience around this conservative Christian idea of the man is always right have maybe done to make men feel like they're not always right. Damn.
/ I am also disrespecting my husband and not being a respectful, loving wife.
Let us know in the comments, like, what was your genuine, because like we really appreciate our YouTube audience, our core group, our patrons. Like we value your all's input.
What's wild to me is at least 3 of their last 4 videos have just been like, hey, here's something Morgan did. Let's talk about it. Hey, this is Morgan's fault. Let's talk about it. Morgan did not forgive me quick enough. Let's talk about it. And that sucks. Like, I wonder more if Paul just understands the channel is dying and either wants to blame it on her, or this is his way of like being mean to her, because if he does it in any other way, the internet's gonna notice.
What was your initial reaction to seeing that reel?
I thought it was hilarious.
I thought the reel was more about Nate and Paul getting lost in each other's eyes than it was about them being dumb.
Here's what a couple comments that are on the YouTube short, because we posted it on Instagram and YouTube short.
I feel like we're like sideways.
We are?
Everyone, hold on.
Why is it funny to disrespect men like this? And then someone commented on that and said, right underneath it, and said, that's what I'm saying. Serious cut towards men. I'm tired of this stuff. It's so worldly.
That's so dumb. I'm like accidentally defending Paul and Morgan now. Those are the same people that if it were the other way around would post, haha, girls are so dumb, haha. She doesn't even know she's wearing 2 socks in the same foot, haha. The other foot should be kept barefoot though. I like that. Ha. I mean, what? Are those socks for sale? In this situation, you actually cannot please people, because if it's about them, you're disrespecting men. If it's about Morgan, you're right, women are dumb. So like, what's happening here? Just pearly things on an alt account. Why is it funny to disrespect men like this? That's what I'm saying. Serious cut towards men. I'm tired of this stuff. It's so worldly. If you don't like men and or want to think you're one, just say it. Thanks for pointing out. It's a joke. Some women don't think it is. Regardless of the misconception some women have about men, Morgan and Sutton are joking. It's a joke. I know it's a joke, but this type of joking needs to end. It's a huge disservice to men and women in marriages. These are 2 sets of people who are married. Funny when it's having a pop at men. It's so boring. No women would walk away from this situation. 2 men having a conversation, happy laughing. Ain't no way a woman walks away from that. There will be hell to pay. Misery loves company. I just saw a TikTok that said, I need to sit you down. Ladies, you're supposed to like your boyfriends. That applies to your husbands, your wives, your spouses. Why don't you marry people you like and not people you just want to have sex with after 4 months? That is not at all what I expected from their comment section. Wild. Someone wrote a dissertation. Men are not dumb. They are better at single-focused tasks, and women are better at multitasking. They're focused on a conversation. But I made a point as I understand it now. What? Brother, it's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. I could actually just sit here and read every comment. Half of them are like, wow, so funny, and the other half are like that. Like, how could you make fun of men? Men go through so much, dude. Men have to be doctors and lawyers and your bosses. Men have to make more money than you and tell you to take care of the house. Men have to put babies in you and then every now and then have to wake up when they cry. How could you make fun of them? That's disrespectful. Show me the Bible verse where it says, Jesus said, where's my other sock, Mary? This is your fault. That was actually so like unhinged.
If you don't like men and or want to think you're one, just say it.
And then someone under you said, it's a joke, crying, laughing faces.
Do you get the vibes that we're going here? One other person commented and said, Homer Simpson would be proud of this vid, making men look dumb. Isn't there enough of this stereotype coming from Hollywood.
Actually, nuts. It shows you how sensitive these people are. You have to, one, be saying something they already agree with. And if you don't, and at any point you step out of line, they take it as an attack. And it's just like, brother, chill.
I personally do like taking stuff like this seriously. And if I'm being completely honest,
Same.
do you?
Yep.
Do you? Do you?
No, I just don't listen to random people online who, it's not that people online can't call me out, and like specifically our patrons and people that we've like established relationships with, and even sometimes a total stranger coming on and making a comment, or someone close to us, but like, yeah, I would rather listen to someone close to us.
I've said it plenty of times. If I say something stupid, if I am wrong, my close friends will tell me. Generally, I will have people agree and disagree with me. I could post a video about people getting married after 6 weeks and say, that's really fast. And then 2 or 3 comments are like, well, nope, they're perfect. You don't get it. You're going to hell. I was like, all right. And I just have to like nod my head at it. Okay.
Bring it up face to face. Rather than making a comment, who, online.
One of these comments was
Oh, that's so dumb. You do not have to be a patron of mine to say I did something wrong or to ask a question. You could do it in the Discord. That's completely free.
someone that we know, that we love and know.
To me, it's just like, this is, I don't know.
Well,
Whatever.
oftentimes, like, we saw someone else make that reel, the one that we did with Nate and Sutton.
Yeah, 100%. They're never going to think of anything original.
And I just thought it was really funny because he's putting the sock on over his other sock. The wives come in, and the guys, in my mind too, it's kind of like, I'm not good at multitasking. I don't think Nate's good at multitasking. And so kind of the point there that I took from it was these 2 guys are talking and multitasking, and it's not going well. I just think that's funny. But Morgan, if I'm being honest, like, I have had the thought, because we made a reel recently talking about how slow I was, and then it compared me while you're like ready to go and I'm over there like moving really slow, and it compared me to a sloth.
This extraordinary creature is half blind, half deaf, and this is just about as fast as it can move.
And that one, there was a comment on there that I remember.
And let me just say,
Are people just not allowed to make fun of themselves anymore? Because like the entire internet that makes videos on Paul and Morgan is making fun of them. They should at least be allowed to make fun of themselves.
all of these reels, I think, that I've gotten pushback on have all been reels that Paul has found and sent to me and said, we gotta film this. So I'm not even the one.
God, that has to hurt. Like, look at his face. Just this confirmation that nothing he has ever done has come out of his own brain. Ooh.
Babe, will you film this with me, please? I think it's so funny.
But you know what I have done, though? There have been once or twice while we're filming these type of reels, and you'll maybe give me, like, in the reel, you'll do something that in my mind crosses the line a little bit. Like, there was one where I had told you, like, hey, babe, do this. And you were kind of like, ah. And I was like, let's cut that, because that does feel disrespectful. So it is this line that we're trying to navigate, because we, even having fun and doing these short videos, we don't want to give off this perception of a wife that thinks, that disrespects her husband.
In every single video I have seen from Paul and Morgan, every single one, you could point out a moment in time when Paul has disrespected his wife at some point, where the husband is disrespecting the wife. And it's not very often that themselves or their comments will say anything about it. Most of the time, it's from the snark pages on Reddit that go, I can't believe Paul said this about Morgan. I can't believe Morgan is just taking it. I can't believe Morgan hasn't said anything. I feel so bad for Morgan. And then Girl Define has to step in and go, hey, so like, you know, I noticed that Paul cuts you off a lot. What's that about? And then Morgan goes, oh, you know, he's like working on it. Sometimes he doesn't now. So we've had years, 8 years now of disrespect from Paul to Morgan, but they make a little joke that may seem a little disrespectful to Paul that happens to be his idea anyway. And the comments are like, no, don't do this to men. Men have lives so hard. If you don't think men's lives are hard enough, explain why the US military spends $42 million a year on Viagra. To make it harder. Like, there is so much going on here. being disrespectful to Morgan. Haha, being disrespectful to Paul. How could you? God is looking down at you and going, I don't like that. You keep acting like that, Morgan. When you die, you're going to have to look up at us and say, I'm sorry. I just want a rap battle between them. That's it. Just give me a rap battle between Paul and Morgan. Loser has to keep running the channel.
And thinks her husband is an idiot. Yeah. So even though I'm laughing at these reels and I'm like, yeah, babe, make fun of me being so slow. I have had the thought of, well, when it comes to the shows that we want Luca to watch, we don't really want him watching shows where it portrays the dad as being an ignoramus and the mom wearing the pants in the family. And so are we a little bit contributing to that stereotype?
That sucks because those are probably Paul's favorite shows. Simpsons, Family Guy. That's kind of all I could think of. I think American Dad is the opposite, right? Francine's a little dumb.
It's been something, and so I'm like, if we're going to do these, like, I don't want to just go all in, even though, let's just be real, like, I think it is funniest most of the time to make fun of the husband. Well, I don't know why. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
When you and your relationship, these two specifically, Paul gets to make all the decisions, and if they go wrong, it happens to be Morgan's fault. Yeah, you should be making fun of Paul. Like, Morgan has to deal with not only raising your children, but raising you. She needs a break. And if that break is just a little bit of comic relief, making fun of Paul, then you should give her more of it. But instead, I feel like he just doubles down. So for a break, she goes, I'm going to start playing pickleball. And he goes, all right, well, I'm going to take that from you. You couldn't just like let her have pickleball, dude, and played Wii tennis or something?
Why is that?
I think that there are just so many stereotypes when it comes to husbands and wives, and like the husbands, and just like how it's just stereotypical of men to just not be able to multitask. It's stereotypical of men, to be slower, which maybe not all men, but Paul specifically.
The one where I came in and said, babe, I think I caught what you're having, which is, because that is, people think that's hilarious. So many women were like, yes, my husband, when I get sick, he gets sick. Stuff like that.
Viruses, they spread. Oh no, who would have figured that out? I don't know about you all. In my relationship, I'm very much the dumb one. I'm really good at math, but that's kind of it. Lee is smarter than me in every way. Bad at math, has asthma, chose me. Those are the things that like you can make fun of her about. But the woman has a master's degree, has a good job. She's very, very smart, puts a lot of effort into everything she does. And sometimes I zone out for like 2 hours in a day. I'll just stare at a wall.
Do we need to make more fun of women? Of wives?
Yeah, you really don't, dude.
People have gotten on me for, Paul's this controlling husband, and yet most of the reels are making fun of me. And they don't seem to have a problem with that, except for some of these Christian women that think that it's disrespectful.
Yeah, and that's the thing though, like there's tons of content creators out there who make fun of the wives. Like there are men.
Could it just be that the people that you are appeal to very sensitive men and to perhaps pick-me women
out there who their entire Instagrams are them pretending to be their wives, and they're wearing a goofy hat and a scarf and walking around with a frappuccino and like being like, honey, you can't even believe it. So like there's plenty of content creators out there doing that, and I think they're hilarious. I'm not offended by it. I don't think that man is disrespecting his wife. I think it's hilarious and stereotypical, and it's just like, sorry, but it's funny. But that doesn't mean, just because something is funny doesn't mean that we should, like, whatever, indulge in it or spur it on or whatever.
Well, I've seen accounts that really go hard in this kind of husband and wife humor, and I do watch them, and I'm like, ooh, it's kind of emasculating a little bit. Like, I probably wouldn't want to be the husband in this scenario because it's making him look just like a simp, if you will.
I hear the word simp a lot, and I wonder often what is the negative connotation there. The way people use it is like, oh, you like women, dude, you're a simp. Yeah? Am I not supposed to like my partner? Oh, you let her do what she wants? Yeah, she's an adult. So if being a simp is just actually loving your partner, then cool. Why wouldn't you want to be that, I guess? Also, most of the time I do see it used, it's like someone making fun of a woman streamer on Twitter, and then someone in the comments goes, bro, leave her alone. And then someone always responds, you're a simp, she's not going to sleep with you. And they're like, literally doesn't matter. I don't expect you to see this. I just wouldn't speak about women this way. But congrats on being single and mad about it, I guess. But for this specifically, if you're a married man, why wouldn't you want to be a simp for your wife? Anything she wants, whenever she wants it. Lee is my best friend. Lee is my partner. Lee is the person I want to spend the rest of my life with. Anything she wants, whenever she wants it. And if that means I'm a simp, cool. Do you want me to get a little simp tattoo on my wrist? I'll do it.
But
Is that the right word?
yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. But I do think that, yeah, there is a line, and that's what Paul and I are trying to figure out. And we feel fine and great about everything that we've posted thus far and find it all hilarious and have fun filming it. And so I feel like that's just like a fun place to be, because I feel like for so long.
If the line is we don't want to offend overly sensitive men, I would cross that line. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the YouTube short that they made. It didn't attack anyone. It just called her husband and the other person's husband a little simple. A little dumb. Oh, haha. Genuinely, I cannot believe people care about that.
The content that we've created has been like more serious, and you know, we've always been like goofy people, and so we always bring laughter and joy into our stuff, but still it's been more serious. It's been heavier content. Yeah, it's just kind of freeing right now to be in this place.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
I'm just being able to like grab the camera and film something goofy and like acting a little, and you know, just being able to laugh. Sometimes we don't always laugh every reel. Sometimes we're like, no, retake.
She gets annoyed with me because, yeah, even though I'm acting like the one that's aloof, I'm actually like, all right, we got to go from this angle.
No, Morgan, you don't understand. In the video that I watched doing this already, they did it at this angle. We have to copy them. You don't get it. You don't get it. You don't understand art.
I'm the more like controlling one.
Oh, how surprising.
If people could really see.
Oh, goodness.
I'm over here getting compared to like a sloth. What's that? I mean, that reel's stinking funny. This incredible creature is both blind and deaf and incredibly slow. But then like behind the camera, I'm like, all right, babe, we need to retake that. I need more from you.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. Maybe on some. Hey, you've done that to me too, right?
Yes.
You have. You have.
Yes.
Oh, dude, you like made me retake something like 6 times the other day.
I would cut so much of this out if I were them. Like, you do not need all of this. The point was, these comments are weird, dude. It's a perfectly fine video. We're a married couple and we're not mad at each other. Chill. She doesn't think I'm stupid. And I think she's here to have my children.
Because it was not right.
What are you talking about?
You kept being like, you're not acting.
That's true.
You're not
He was
acting
not
right.
doing it right. I ended up just erasing that reel completely because it was so bad.
It goes both ways.
I'm surprised she has the authority to do that. I feel like Paul would be so mad about her deleting anything.
All right, I don't think we need to say much more. I would love for you guys to weigh in, because even though Morgan just said...
Can we have fun? Is that okay? Weigh in.
Even though Morgan just said, like, we fully are behind every reel that we made, I will say again, there is sometimes that nagging of like, that may have crossed the line, or like that kind of look you just gave me was too far. And so I maybe am a little more aware of it.
We edit those out.
I maybe am a little more aware of it than you. I think moving forward, and I want to get your all's input on this and just hear your all's genuine thoughts, but
also, that's weird. That look you gave me while you were acting, doing exactly what I told you to do, was too far. I don't like when you pretend you're mad at me. You don't have the authority to do that, woman.
it would be good if we balance out, say we do like a couple that are making fun of me. We at least get like...
Here's the thing. All of these reels are being posted to my Instagram. I post one almost every single day. And like only like 5% of them are of me and Paul. The rest are just me, like being a mom, posting some random goofy voiceover. So like I have a very large
Seem like you're really not wanting ones to make fun of you.
No, I don't care, but I'm just saying, like, I'm making...
They've had so many different videos that made fun of her. They had the one where she's just like a bad mom. Like, that's not new. But if now you're offended because they're making fun of Paul, then you shouldn't do that to a man. That's very, very weird.
I'm myself all the time on my own Instagram. Are you kidding me? You've seen my reels, have you not?
No.
you
No,
don't.
there's
You
no
don't
way
watch
he
them, so
has.
You're not in them, do you?
Yes.
Dude, she knows. She knows that he will not watch her reels if he's not in them. Oh, that's so funny. That's so bad.
Pass.
I'm not in this.
Thumbs down. Well, all I'm saying, and I agree, you do make a good amount that are of you and you're having fun. I think if we do, when we sit down to film, if we're filming 6 reels together, I think it would be wise for at least 1/3, so 2 out of 6, to be in the other direction of finding maybe a stereotype or a element of our relationship.
You find the reels, babe, and send them my way. I literally don't care.
I think that there's
They're not here to come up with ideas. You just find the reels you want to recreate and we'll do it.
wisdom in that. But you guys let us know. I think 2 out of 6
Okay, you're right.
can be a stereotype for you, babe.
I'm literally just doing... Everyone, I'm just filming the reels that he sends me, okay? So, don't even look at me. Look
Shake
at
my
this
hand.
weirdo.
Shake my hand.
I mean, look at this master, this king.
Oh, you called me a weirdo. All right, I'm changing it. 3 out of half of them now.
Okay, what do the comments look like? The biggest problem is that Paul has demonstrated such arrogance and such a lack of self-awareness, they don't seem to be fiction. Oh, is that the most liked comment? Yeah, yep, yes it is. Yes it is, and it's not close. That's so funny. The problem is you're just telling the truth. The problem is Paul is actually dumb. I think that the reason the jokes about husbands feel funnier than jokes about wives is just that it feels more lighthearted when it's about men due to the actual misogyny in our culture. Yeah, that's accurate. Your followers having to ask you guys to make more videos where you enjoy each other's company is so wild. That's so good. Not acting like a leader as a man in a relationship is a form of saying it's okay, which is sinful. It's a sin to let your woman have fun. I think Morgan has been the one in the hot seat from the very beginning, and it is extremely irritating and ridiculous. These are Paul's ideas that he took from someone else, and he said it himself. So leave Morgan alone for a change. Yeah, fair. What if her husband is an idiot though? Christians could be humorless. There's nothing wrong with a little good clean fun. They take jokes better than Muslims at least. Brother, the funniest account I follow on TikTok is Muslim. You stop. I can't believe I just spent the last hour and a half of my day, kind of accidentally, not really, but a little bit, defending Paul and Morgan. Make fun of Paul. Who cares? The man has lived his entire life getting exactly what he's wanted. A 20-year-old that wasn't a virgin and had tattoos. Children. Her hobbies to take over. A successful, at what point, YouTube channel. The rest of the internet is making fun of this man. Let his wife do it for a minute. And also, like, it's coming from him. It's him finding Instagram reels and going, hey babe, can we recreate this? And her going, this is her holding both her children because I imagine she has to do it all the time. And it's her going, yeah, I guess, but I think people are going to be mad at me. And he goes, I don't care. I care about my feelings, not yours. Get over yourself, woman. God would be so mad at you right now. That's wild. And I'm going to leave it there. That's just so much. Thank you for spending time with me. Thank you for going through this with me. This is, for some sinful reason, my favorite thing to do. And you are my favorite people to do it with. So thank you. You can say goodbye to Toast now. She's actually here today. All right, goodbye. Get out of here. Go. Before I make fun of you on Instagram Reels.